Hey, what's up guys? This is Kevin from the Live in Brazil website, and in this video I'll show you how to get your bare bones website template all set up and running. And if you remember from yesterday's video, I showed you how to set up the basic template structure that you purchased from Wordpress onto the WordPress framework on your hosting service called Bluehost. If that's all gibberish to you, make sure you watch the last video, and if you haven't seen any of the videos, start with the first one in the series where it brings you from start to finish on how to set up your website in no time. If you look here, this is where I left off yesterday, I recorded the video yesterday. So yesterday, this is how the site looked. It was bare bones, didn't have anything set up on it yet. This is your standard structure. So I needed to build this up and make it nice. Let me show you the website that I created. It's not completely finished yet, but this is how it looks so far. So far it looks okay. It's not bad. It needs some more different items on the website, but in general, it looks pretty good. And I'm going to show you how to get something like this up and running in just a few minutes, basically. So if you remember yesterday, there's the control panel, and it's under your domain name, www.yourdomain/wp/admin. After you push enter on there, click on go, then it'll bring you to the login page where you put your username and password. As soon as you're logged in, this is your dashboard, just like yesterday. And I'm going to bring you through what I did. So the first step is I went to settings, then I went to general. Great, and under general, I actually removed the site title and the tagline by default, where it says just another WordPress site and so on. I removed those because I made my own banner from scratch. It's not all that great, but it's, it does the job. And if you don't know how to make a banner, I'll go over more of that a little bit later in this video. But I took it all away in here. Wrote in the WordPress address and the site address and my email address. Now, actually, I went into the user section. As you notice, it says Howdy Tweety, and it probably sounds a little silly, but I'll explain to you what I did there. By default, you'll be known as admin, and any post you make, just like in here, will be under the name admin. You don't want to be called admin. You want to be personal so that people can see that the posts are done by you. So your first step is to add a user. Under users, add new. Put your username here. I put Tweety. Tweety is actually my Brazilian nickname. My close friends called me because I look like Tweety Bird to them because they're all dark-haired, kind of silly. But you put your name and then your email. Anything else you want to put here is optional. It's up to you, but you need a password for sure. And then you make sure you choose administrator, not subscriber. As soon as you choose administrator, it'll give you all the privileges like you have now. Great. As soon as you're done doing that, and I tell you what to do next, feel free to pause the video and then come back in. You go up here and you push on log out, and then you can log in with your new username and password. Then you come back to the users again, and let's say you want to remove one. I'm going to remove Kevin. Then I just push delete. Now it'll say admin up here. Just push delete, confirm, and the admin guy is gone. You don't need it anymore unless you really want to keep it, which isn't that necessary. So the next step is going over setting up pages. Now these pages have to be set up before you can have a menu at the top like this. You basically go into the pages and you just choose add new, and then you build up a bunch of pages. Now these pages are like extra ones that aren't on my menu, but the ones I wanted to be in there. But basically I put in about, contact, resources, start here. I don't have the start here one out on the website yet because it's not finished, but those are the essential pages I made that I wanted to be linked to on the actual website. And as you notice, if I push about, it comes up to what I wrote here. Home, it brings me back home. So I'm going to go to the menus right now, which is the next sequence here, to show you how you can turn these pages after you add a new one. I'll show you how you write in the title of the page, the content here, and you push publish when you're finished. Then after you're finished completely with all this, you push publish. That means it's saved. Then you can come down to a place called appearances, menus. All right, coming into the menus side, you notice that I have a menu here and you don't. And that's because you have to create a menu. I just put top menu because that's what it is. It's just a menu at the top, but it's up to you what you want to put in there. But you put in the name, and then you push save. And that'll be completely blank here. And then all you have to do now is you just choose the pages. Like let's say I want start here, and then I just push add to menu, and it pops up here. Now all the ones that are popped up here, I can rearrange how I want. So you just rearrange them how you want them to be. And if you want a sub menu, you can add that too. You know, you can add plus and then sub menu if you want extra menus, and then you choose the sub menu down here after you've added it up here, and you can add pages to that too. But the thing is, I chose home. I put home in here, which isn't a page. I just want it to go back to the main site. So what I did to add the home one, which you notice right here, which brings you right back to the start. What I did there was just put in the URL of the site, and then I put home here below, and then I pushed on add to menu, and it appeared. And then I just rearranged it so it was in the right order. If you put a menu up you don't want, then you just go back and just, you know, push remove, which I'll do because I don't want that on there yet because it's not finished. So the next step is to show you how you can get it to look like this at the top. Easiest language, learn a language easiest and in no time. The reason I repeat English and language twice is so that's easier to find on Google, but that's something more complicated, not anything you need to worry about right now. But basically I went into the Genesis, which is really cool about Genesis to make it easy for you. So if you want to be easily searchable on Google, this is the area you go to. So I put it in right here at the document title where it says easiest language dash and then the subtitle, learn a language easiest in no time. So that appears at the top here whenever people click on the website, so that it's not empty or anything. And then over here, this is stuff for Google itself, and I would recommend that you look it up on YouTube or something, or Google itself, to see what you put on the homepage settings. Just put homepage settings WordPress and check it out, you know, after this video. Anyways, next part is to show you how I added all these plugins. And if you notice here, I added the one called Join My Free Newsletter. It's called Opt-in Skin plugin. And it's actually one I purchased, and I have a whole bunch of different signups and stuff. And if you look on my Live in Brazil website, after a lot of like the about and stuff pages, down below a little box pops up, and that box will let you sign up for my newsletter and get my free video series and so on. I don't have a video series here or an ebook yet, at least. So I'm just offering for them to get onto my newsletter so I can just give them lots of free good information. A newsletter is a great thing, really powerful thing to have because it keeps people in the loop about what you're doing and keeps them excited, and it's very valuable and beneficial, you know, for them. So highly recommend getting a newsletter and putting it on your site. I'm going to show you how I was able to put the newsletter and the different widgets. These are called widgets, you know, like search, the newsletter, and I'll have some affiliates down here, obviously valuable affiliates, and some other things too. But when you don't have any widgets at all, you have to add them. So in order to add them, you go into plugins. You click on plugins, and then over here you have to add a new one. But before I do that, it says the installed ones. These are the ones I already have, and a couple of ones I recommend is like Opt-in Skin, but you can get that on my website, liveinbrazil.org, or this website, just by clicking the little button here below, and it'll bring you to it. It's pretty cheap, and it's really valuable and good, easy to use. But like one called, what's a good option example? Contact form. That's a great one. So when they push click on contact, then this page comes up automatically, and you notice that I manage it over here under contact form, I think it is. No, sorry, right here. Some of them will show up over here to let you manage them, and then you have to put in a little code on the actual page itself. So like if I set it all up here, then I just go like this, and then I copy this into the page I create or the post. So I just went into my contact page and I pasted this little code into there. Other widgets can be you can drag them around. Like over here on my website, I can show you example. This search box here and this affiliate box, there'll be some icons here later with affiliates. And the newsletter box, I drug them all over from widget control panel. So, but in order to get widgets on your site in the first place, you have to go to add new, And then here you can put like a good example, contact form, like I did before, you know. And then you just search where it says search up there. And if you purchase one, like the opt-in skin one, then you just purchase it, you download it, and then you upload it from your computer because they'll send you a link to it. Nonetheless, this is the one I installed right here, contact form. And you can see the ratings here. And I just pushed install. Like let's say I want this one. And then it asks you, are you sure you want to install it? Yeah. And then it brings you to the next page where you have to activate it. I'm not going to activate it because I already have that plugin, pretty much the same one. But after you activate it, it brings you back to the installed plugins page here. And you can see that it's there, and it's if it's highlighted in white and it's active. If it's gray, it's not. Like this is the one I just installed now. As soon as it's active or activated, then you can go over here to appearance and you go to widgets to see all of the widgets you have installed or in your menu that you can play with. So if you remember, I told you in the last video what's what, but header right on this theme, maybe your theme has a different one like header left or header center, I don't know. But header right is this section over here basically, and this allows me to put something there like some Facebook icons, and I can search for those in the plugin, you know, add new plugin area. They have a lot of free good stuff, and I could drag it and put it up there. Like simple social icons is one. Right here I have it actually, and I could drag it if I wanted to all the way up here and then just, you know, drop it. Then it'll let me title it, it'll let me put different links. Like if I have a Facebook page, I can put it in here. I have it on my liveinbrazil.org website. You can see it there, how I used it. But I'm not going to put it here because I don't need it. So the cool thing about widgets here is you can just drag it, you know, get rid of it. Now it's gone. Anyways, the primary sidebar, that's the area, like I said, which is over here. This is the primary sidebar right here. And in the primary sidebar, this is where I have most of my stuff. I put the opt-in skin widget into my sidebar, and then I made a little a newsletter sign up, customized newsletter sign up page, and that's done here by adding a new, and then you can set up a special form for people to sign up for a newsletter. Anyways, so I chose this one, and then I just pushed on save, and then after I pushed on save, then it just showed up on its own. So it's really cool. And then I put the search function in here as well. And then if you notice, there's a search box here, so people can search my website. There's obviously not a lot to search for yet, but it will come. And then below here, below that, sorry, is a affiliates section. And as soon as I have affiliates up and running, then I can put them all in here. As you notice, this is the same thing too. It tells you in the widget that you have to set up this widget first in settings, WPX affiliate manager, which is here. You have to set up which affiliates you have and stuff, and then this is just to let you know it's in the right place. Then I have one called a text widget. These are pretty cool because you can pretty much write anything you want, even HTML code if you know how to do that. If not, no big deal. But you can like put links and all sorts of stuff. And if you notice, if I reload here, then I have some text that shows up on the right hand side. All right, so that's kind of cool under the text section. Other ones like the footer section, that's a good one to put text in, like the text widget. I'll probably put it in there. Then I can write a little bit of disclaimer or about this site, and so on. I did tweak the site a little bit, and that's maybe a little above and beyond, but I'm going to show you what I did. I went into the header section here, and you can notice it's under appearance header, and then I chose my own. But you take a picture that it says how big the header is supposed to be. If you don't know how to do graphic work and stuff like that, imagery, whatever, then don't worry about it. There's a lot of crowdsourcing sites where you can have people do it for you. Or if you know a little bit about photoshopping and stuff like that, then this is the size when you create a new project you put in. Like I said, you can have a crowdsourced for pretty cheap. 100 or $2, I think. You can have a little banner done. Pretty nice one. I'll put a link up to a crowdsourcing site below this video as well. But you just choose the file you want and upload it. So the last thing I really wanted to show you was how to post pictures. You notice I have this picture here, and I found this picture through a really cool site, which I'll post a link to as well. It's a free site, and then there's a non-free site where you can get cool pictures. which are royalty free. You don't want to take pictures from Google or anything like that because you could get sued for copyright infringement. You have to use pictures that are Creative Commons, royalty free, or whatever you call it, open pictures that are allowed to be used. So in the header, I did that. And I was going to show you how to bring media up onto your site. So basically, you can just upload stuff here, add new, and then choose it from your computer, and then you upload it here. As soon as it's uploaded here, then you don't have to do anything really special to get it into your site. But like here, I'm allowed to put pictures. This is actually a picture I inserted into this post. So if I click on here, the picture will remain. See? So it's for that post. And any post I have underneath it, then the picture will always show up on the top here for any post below this, which I'll have more posts in the future. But the posts, I go, and this is the one I made. You add new, like over here. And anytime you add a new post, it's part of your blog, per se. And whenever you add the post and then save it, it shows up as like you can see in front of me here in sequential order, which is pretty cool. It's really hands-free and really easy. So I wrote a little, hey, welcome to the site, and this and that, sign up for my newsletter, and so on and so forth. And then I chose to categorize it. So in other words, I don't want it to be unorganized. Later on, I want people to be able to find blogs pretty easily on the site. So I added a new category, which had to do with this month of this year. And then basically, actually I entered that wrong. No big deal. But anyways, and then below it, you can put tags and stuff. That's for Google searching and to make it easier to find in Google. And this stuff as well, the SEO settings from Genesis. And that's something you should look up on YouTube or on the internet, how to enter them, what to do. There's a lot of helpful stuff out there. But then I chose a featured image. And right down here, you should have a option to choose a featured image. Click that option. And I'll actually do it with you. It's getting to be a little bit of a long video, but it's worth it. Let's say I enter a new post, and then below it, then I can set a featured image in my theme. I don't know if you can set a featured image or not in yours, but I can go and I can choose the file. I can choose it from my computer. I can choose it from a link I have, or I can go to my media library on my actual site and then choose one. So I can choose this one, for example, and then I can choose how I want it. Do I want it actually in the post itself? Do I want it just as a featured image above the post? Like you saw here, this is just above featured image. But I can have images like to the right here, like I'm on my Live in Brazil website. I have images to the right and the left of the top of the posts. So it's up to you how you want to do it. But basically, if you don't want it in your post at all, don't just push none. I chose full size, and then I chose to use the featured image. But it's totally up to you how you want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and X out of there because I don't need to be there. And I am going to go back to the dashboard. And I probably want to show you one last thing to get in here before we call this video quits. The stuff I showed you in here will get you up and running with the most simplest of stuff. But remember, your dashboard is a place to come back to, like when people start commenting on your blogs and you need to respond it and stuff like that. You can see an overview here right when you log in. But on Bluehost, I wanted to show you something. www.bluehost.com. Then you put in your login and your password here. And then down below, you have an email account. And then you click on the email account. And over here, you can choose to add a new email. So you add the email at, like easiestlanguage.org. And then you enter a password for your email. And then you create the account. It'll automatically show up down here. And then you can configure the email client. So like if you have a Mac or a Windows computer, then you click one of these. That's according to what system you're using and stuff. And it will set it up for you automatically. And then you have your own custom email account for your website. So that should be it for this edition. I know this video took a little bit of time, a little bit longer than normal, but I hope it helped you step by step to set up your website, at least the bare bones look of the site. And we'll see you in the next videos and on the website.